Hello everybody, I am Brandon Omeche and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am here to share on some basic knowledge on how to configure a Cisco switch using packet tracer without wasting much time. First, we'll look at some internet work devices. We'll explain a little bit about them before we go into the actual configuration of a switch. Okay. Here are the list of some internet work devices I came up with: a hub, a switch, and a router. First, we'll be starting with the hub. A hub. What is a hub? A hub is a networking device that repeats information received from one host to all other hosts in the network. Meaning, when we talk of that, what do we mean? We are trying to say a hub is, these are the features of a hub. We'll start with not intelligent. When we talk of a hub is not intelligent, we are meaning a hub cannot, it cannot relay, or it cannot distinguish a particular host from all other hosts, meaning any information that comes into a hub is going to be related out of the hub. The function of a hub is just to send out a packet. Any information that it receives, it sends out through all other ports. Also, a hub has just one collision domain. When we talk of collision domain, what do we mean? You see, a hub a hub creates a shared medium in the network where only one host can send a packet at a time. Therefore, let me take a pen and try to see how I can break this down. Let's say this is host 1. My bad. Don't mind my drawing, just try to understand the concept. Okay, let's say this is connected to this port. This is connected to this port. This is connected to this port. Now, what do we mean by a hub creates a shared medium where only one host can send at a time? Meaning, a hub works on half duplex. That is to say, if host 1 is sending a packet, to host 3, let me say host 3, and host 2 wants to also send a packet, host 2 has to wait for this packet which host 1 is sending to go out through all other medium first before it sends its own packet. Therefore, the hub, that is what is called a single collision domain. Therefore, all these ports, they are using just one domain for communication. Therefore, what we are talking about is trying to tell us that any host that sends first will be the host that will be using the network at that moment. Therefore, if host 1 sends that packet first, it's going to, the message or the packet that will be running through this network will be the packet that host 1 has sent. Also, or if not, there will be collision. If host 1 and host 2 sends a packet at the same time, somewhere in the network there will be collision and all of them will have to wait before resending their packet, hoping not to collide again. When we talk of a hub having one broadcast domain, what do we mean? Meaning any message that comes in through host 1, or any message or any packet that host 1 try to relate in the network, it's going to go out through all other ports, through this port, to port 5, port 4, port 3. Therefore, if host 1 wants to communicate with host 3 and is sending a secret message to host 3, you can see that there will be no hiding. You cannot hide a message. You cannot send out a secret, a unicast message through a hub, because that message is going to come out through this port too, and it will be left for host 2 to look at the message and say, it's not for me, therefore I will not look at it. So that is a hub. Up next, we'll talk of a switch. When we talk of a switch, what do you think of? So many people, when they hear the word switch, they will think of the switch we use in our house to switch on and off our appliances, our light. But that's not the switch we are talking of today. The switch we are going to talk of today is a networking switch. And what is a switch? Unlike hubs, switches are used to connect hosts in a network, but they break collision domain by providing a single collision domain for every port. So you see how these are the features of a switch. A switch is intelligent, many collision domain, one broadcast domain. A switch is not too different from a hub. They're almost similar, but a switch is more intelligent than a hub, meaning that it creates many collision domain. It breaks collision domain by creating in every port one collision domain. Therefore, not in a switch, not all the ports are connected to one domain, but each port is connected to its own collision domain, where you can let me take a pen. Let's say this is host 1 and host 2. Yeah, host 3. This is connected to this port. This is connected to this port. This is connected to this port. Now, if host 1 is sending a packet, let's say to host 3, host 2, host 1. If host 1 is sending a packet to host 3, what is going to happen? What a switch does is, a switch is a layer 2 device which operates using the MAC address of every host. Therefore, if host 1 is wanting to send a packet to host 3, you see that the switch is going to look at that packet and say, this message is related to this MAC address, but I'm going to send out a broadcast message. Whosoever is having this MAC address is going to receive this message. Therefore, a switch also has just one broadcast domain, meaning every message that comes into this port, or every packet that comes into every port, is going to go out through all other ports which is connected to the network. But the only difference is that that message has a specific identification, a specific address for a specific host, meaning if that message was intended for host 3 and host 2 looks at that packet and see it's not its MAC address, that packet is going to drop at this port. But while host 3 will look at that packet and sees that it is its MAC address, it's going to say, this message is for me, and I'm going to look at it. So that is how a switch functions. Without wasting much time, let's go up to the router. A router. A router is, unlike switches and hubs, a router is also used to interconnect network devices, and also it is also used to interconnect networks, that's smaller networks, to form a bigger network. That's the use of a router. A router breaks many collision domain. A router is more intelligent. A router breaks many broadcast domain. Without wasting much time, we'll go straight ahead to the practicals for today. We'll be seeing how we can basically configure a switch using packet tracer. These are the list of some tasks I came up with for the scope of this video, and we'll be seeing how we are going to configure them pretty soon. First, let's go and open our packet tracer. Okay, we are now in packet tracer. To begin with, we'll look for a switch. Take this switch, 24 port. Take a host. Okay. Now we connect our host to the switch. Now open our switch. Always the first thing we go to the command line of the switch. We enable the switch, and to go to the global exec mode, what we type is configure terminal. This here we can configure whatsoever we want to configure on our switch. What was the first? Let's see. You see the first was the host name. Say host name. The command for that is host name, and we can type switch 1, enter, and you can see immediately it changes to switch 1, meaning we have changed the host name of this switch. And now we'll look at the logon banner. The command for to type in or to configure the logon banner, we'll type banner question mark. You see to set message of the day, you say MOTD, and we still look, say okay. We give a delimiting character, like you can give any character. For me, let me choose plus. But this character you are giving should not be in your logon banner, because anywhere you put this character, that is where this character you are giving, it should not be in your logon banner, because anywhere you put this character, that is where you are telling the switch that this is the message I have prepared and it ends here. We will see that as we go ahead, but let us give that. For me, that is the sign. You can put any other thing. You can put C, you can put plus, you can put minus, any other thing you want to put. But for me, I'll use plus. Enter. Now I can start designing my banner the way I want. See, let us do this now and say you give the message, do not log in without permission permission, or you will be punished. Is that it? Or you will be punished. Yeah. Some scary message. Anyone who comes in and say, hey, no, I can't log in. Okay. Going ahead. Now this is the end of my banner. This is the end of how I can decorate my banner. The next character that comes in at the end is this character you gave in up here. This character, you see plus, it tells you that my banner ends here. Imagine I had put the plus here. It will mean this part here will be useless. If I had put this plus sign up here after punish, it means this part is going to be useless. Therefore, it's telling the switch that my banner has to end here. Now, but we want to go with this, we'll click enter. Now let's try to configure the line, the console password first before seeing our banner. Say line console, we check, see line console 0, that is the command for the console password, and click on enter. The next command you need to give is the password. What are we going to use? Let us use Cisco, right? Enter. And the next command you are going to use is you give in the command, the login command, because if you don't give in the login command, it's not going to display when you log out of your switch. It's not going to display. Any person can just use your switch. Any rogue person can just come into your network, use your switch as they like. So we're given the login command. Enter. Now let's see if it works. Exit. Okay, you see this is our banner. It's telling us do not log in without permission or you will be punished. Wow, what a scary message. And now you see it's asking for a password. If we do not put that command login, it will not be asking for a password. Now it's asking for a password. And what was our password? Cisco, I guess. And now we are in our switch. Enable, configure terminal, enter. Now next thing to do is the telnet password. Telnet, when we talk of telnet, what do we mean? Telnet is accessing. The telnet enables us to access our switch from a remote area, from our host or from our end device or from our computer. Simple as that. Telnet enables us to access our switch from the computer. So what we are going to do is we say line command for that vty is asking first line number 0 to 15. That is from 0 to 15 port of your of this switch you can enable telnet. Therefore you say 9 between 1 to 0 to 15. Enter. Now we are in. You say password telnet. And next you say log in. Okay. Sorry. Now we have configured the telnet password. What else to do now? Look, we'll see if we look here, we'll see we have configured the telnet password. Now we are going to look at enable password. But first, before going to the enable password, we're going to look at the management IP the shutdown and the negating command. So without wasting much time, let's do that. You say before going, exit. Without wasting much time. First of all, let's look at some troubleshooting commands like do show IP interface brief. Okay, this troubleshooting command enables us to see the IP interface of our switch. You see the interface of every interface is down. Every interface is down. There's no IP assigned to any interface or to any port. You see fast Ethernet 024 unassigned is manually down. But for the scope of this video, we'll be using our default VLAN. So to use our default VLAN, we'll give an IP and we'll see how we'll change this administratively down, the switch administratively down to an up state. Now we'll say interface VLAN 1 because we're using the default VLAN and it is VLAN 1, and enter. We say to give an IP, the command to give an IP, we say IP address, take any IP 192.168.1.10. Let's give it 255.255.255.0. This is, we're using the class C network and we use the /24 notation. Enter. And now the negating command will say no, since as our VLAN is administrative LAN, we'll say no shutdown. Enter, and you see it immediately changes to VLAN, interface VLAN change state to up, line protocol on interface VLAN change state to up. Now if we look at our troubleshooting command, do show IP interface brief, we'll see that going down, we'll see that our VLAN is now up from administratively down to up, and we have assigned an IP for that VLAN. If we type shutdown, you see shutdown, you see the VLAN state has changed to administratively down. Now that if we say do show IP interface brief, it's going back to administratively down. That is this command shutdown and the negating command. The shutdown brings the VLAN to administratively down, while the negating command is the no shutdown. So going back, what we want for our switch is it should be up, so we type the negating command no shutdown and enter. Voila, that's what we want for our switch. Now we go to our computer or to our host desktop, give it an IP 192, and we must give an IP of the same network 192.168.1. Let's say 5. 1.5. For the gateway, we'll talk on gateway after. For now, let's leave it there /24. And if we go to command prompt and ping our switch 192.168.1.10, you see it works. The first did not work because it's an app message, an identification message which um, the host sent to the switch that I'm wanting to communicate with you. Are you up for communication? And here's the reply from the switch. Say yes, I'm up for communication. You can now start. So here, let's say telnet, how to access telnet on your computer. Telnet, you give the IP of the destination. Yeah, the destination is the switch. So 192.168.1.10. Enter. You see we are in our switch. You can see the logon banner we created, and now it's asking for a password. And the password this time around is not the console password, but the telnet password. So given the telnet password, what was our password? Was telnet. Enter. And now enable. No password set. You see the security is going to provide. It's asking us that no password set. It means we can't access the router. We can't access the switch fully because we haven't set a password, an enable password. Therefore, we need to go back to our switch to enable. Therefore, if somebody, let's say a hacker or a rogue person, comes and tries to hack the information of your network and he types the password, if the person succeeds in typing the telnet password, their switch is going to ask an enable password. And let's see how we can look at the enable password or configure the enable password. Exit. Enable password, we configure it at the global config mode where we type enable password. And what should we give? Let's say good. Our enable password will be good. Yeah, it's a good job, right? Enter. Now if we go here and type telnet 192.168.1.10, it's going to ask the telnet password, which is nothing but telnet. And now enable is asking for a password. And what will be the password? Let's say good. And enter. We are now in our switch. We can do everything we want to do here. Say configure terminal. That's a short form of typing configure terminal. And now you can see you can change the host name. You can do everything you want to do. Host name, if you can change to let's say Cisco. Enter. Immediately the host name changes to Cisco. And if you come to your switch and look, you see the host name has changed to Cisco. So that is that. And now what will be the next? So far we have, let me get a pen. So far we have done the host name, we have done the logon banner, we have done the console password with telnet, enable, we have given a management IP, we have done the shutdown and the negating command. We are left now with the gateway and how to save our configuration. Going back to Cisco packet tracer, we'll be looking at how to give the gateway. The gateway normally is on the, okay, let me exit. Voila. You see it's asking for the line console. What was our password? Cisco. And now it is asking for enable. It's asking for the enable password, which is nothing but good for a good job. For a good job. Configure terminal. And now to give in the default gateway, the default gateway, the IP is nothing but IP default gateway, and the default gateway must be in the same network as every other host in that network. Let's say 192.168.1. Let's say 20. You don't need to give a subnet mask for the default gateway. Enter. And now another command, another troubleshooting command is do show run. That's, you see all your running configuration, all the configuration you have done on your route, on your switch. You can see them all. You see we did VLAN, we did IP default gateway, we have done the logon banner, and also we have given a line console password. Also we have given a telnet password. So this command is to show you all what you have done on your, all what is being done on this switch. It's like a recorder. It just record what you have done on your switch. Okay, looking at that, now we go to I think I had explained what the default gateway is. A default gateway is used to go out of your network. That is, if you are in your network and you want to communicate out of your network, that you want to go to the internet, that is, it is a gateway for you to go out of your network. It is an IP which your system, your network uses to go into the internet. So here the default gateway was 192.168.1.20. That is the default gateway. You see, it is in the same network, in the 192.168.1. What changes is the host, and that's all. To save, we save in there. Exit. Just type right and enter. Say building configuration, meaning you have saved all what you have done on your switch. Or another way to do the save is you type copy, you take from the running configuration to start up. So running configuration, copy running configuration to startup configuration, and you click enter. That's your destination file name startup. You say yep, and it builds. That's all. So I hope this video has given a little knowledge of what you want to know on the basic configuration of a switch, and I also hope you have understood some basic things. So finally, all the tasks, we have covered all the tasks for today. We'll be seeing much things in the later video. We'll learn more. We'll see how to create VLANs on a switch and how to manage these VLANs. That's create apart from the default VLAN, we'll create another VLAN, and we'll be seeing how it goes. Thank you for watching. Here are my contacts. You can write to me on what you don't understand. My Gmail as glowtech57@gmail.com, or you can get to me directly on my personal Yahoo. I will be there to answer what you don't understand. You ask, and I will try as much as possible to break down the answer in the simple way you can understand. Here is my Yahoo password, and please try to visit our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. And if you don't understand what you have seen on this video, try to watch again. There are many things there for you. Just try to watch again and over and over till you get the concept of what this video is trying to talk about. Thank you very much.